For weeks, we've been wondering just what it was that a private investigator named Steve Fisher found inside David's home when he was given access. The PI reported seeing, quote, items you would expect to find on a farm rather than in a home in the Hollywood Hills.
Despite all the craziness that's going on, all the turmoil, the natural disasters, the things like that this year, I just wanted to tell you guys.
A massive update was revealed in court today during the Celeste trial. Authorities reportedly made a strategic move against David that now gives him the legal grounds to call his parents into court. As a result, David's family has officially been summoned to testify as witnesses before a grand jury regarding Celeste's passing. This development unfolded after it was disclosed that 48 hours ago, David's Tesla was scheduled to be auctioned off because no one had claimed or retrieved it. However, just moments before the vehicle was set to be sent off for auction, he managed to recover it, adding another unexpected twist to the case.
Let me read you what Steve recently posted on X, okay? David's Tesla, the vehicle in which Celeste Rivas Hernandez was found, was held by LAPD for only 48 hours to process evidence. After that, it was returned to the impound lot for David to retrieve, which he had not done until today. The Tesla was scheduled to go to auction tomorrow morning at 9 a.m., and I had planned to attend and inspect it. However, in the final hours before auction, David, or someone with power of attorney acting on his behalf, picked it up. When I checked last week, the storage fees were approximately $10,500 as the vehicle had been released and available for pickup since September 10th, before Celeste had been identified. I hope just the thought of that vehicle haunts David and anyone else that knew Celeste was in the trunk for the rest of their lives.
This situation appears to show that David is aware of what's going on and is trying to recover his property. Because of this, reports claim he will likely face major charges in connection to the passing of Celeste Rivas, as the grand jury reviewing the case is expected to consider an indictment, with Complex Music also reporting the same. Court proceedings are reportedly being sped up due to evidence found inside David's private rental home, including an industrial incinerator capable of reaching 1,600 degrees, which is illegal to own in Los Angeles without proper permits or a registered farm. Sources close to investigators believe the famous artist could be arrested going into 2026 for being linked to Celeste's passing. The details surrounding the incinerator have raised serious concerns, especially since Celeste was believed to be staying at David's more private second rental home. In February 2025, David posted a troubling video from that residence where he spoke about people passing and wanting it to stop, and federal authorities believe it may have been connected to Celeste. Notably, the timing of that video matches when he stopped driving his black Tesla and began using a new red one instead.
You guys, I know I haven't posted on this account in a little minute, but I just had some words to share with you for 2025. Despite all the craziness that's going on, all the turmoil, the natural disasters, the pain and things like that this year, I just wanted to tell you guys not to be discouraged and not to lose hope and not to turn your face from God in these times of evil. And then it seems like just at the start of the year, it's literally January and all this stuff is happening. It's like the most insane, it's February now, but it's the most insane start to a year that I've ever seen. But God has not given us a spirit of fear, but of power and love and a sound mind. So keep that sound mind, 2025. Stay prayed up.
Throughout the entire investigation, reports claim that David has not been cooperative, despite statements from his legal team suggesting otherwise. Authorities say he has refused to fully assist investigators in the case surrounding Celeste's passing. Detectives have identified a second suspect, though David reportedly remains under scrutiny. That second individual is said to be one of David's close friends, Neo. After allegedly failing to appear in court as required, officers in Montana were sent to locate and arrest him. News outlets reported that Neo Langston was taken into custody on a Los Angeles Superior Court warrant for failure to appear as a witness. TMZ also reported that David is expected to face charges in connection with Celeste's case. According to official records, Neo was arrested in Montana, and Lewis and Clark County authorities are now awaiting the extradition process to Los Angeles County. Local news footage reportedly showed multiple officers arriving at the residence and placing him into the back of a police vehicle. There are rumors that Neo may have keen knowledge about the case and was possibly the last person to drive David's black Tesla. Reports also highlighted how close David and Neo were, frequently attending house parties together and appearing inseparable in social settings. However, a private investigator involved in the case has claimed he knows who actually last drove the Tesla, adding yet another twist to the investigation.
Know who that person is, and do you believe that is the person that moved the Tesla?
So I definitely know who moved that Tesla on that late July before they went on tour. I can't say who the person, and I don't mean I can't say but I don't know who exactly was in that house because it's just a report, but there's video, but you can't make a person out. But somebody was in the house, and being that there's only one key, it's like, okay, who had access at that time? So is it the same person that moved the Tesla? Was the last part of the plan about to go in motion as far as getting rid of her? I don't know.
This led to reports clarifying that none of this directly implies guilt, but based on Steve's findings and David's social media activity, it's possible Neo may have been the last person driving the Tesla. Neo has since wiped his social media of any photos with David and no longer follows him on Instagram. Online theories also suggest that Celeste and David had started growing distant. While Neo may have become closer to David during that time, some speculate that if there were concerns about Celeste exposing David, drastic decisions could have been discussed. The situation became even more confusing when, shortly after Neo's alleged involvement surfaced, TMZ published a report many are calling completely inaccurate. Some believe false details are being circulated to muddy the facts and confuse the public. TMZ claimed Celeste was found frozen inside David's car, adding that the medical examiner said it may be impossible to determine the cause of passing. Despite that claim, investigators are still reportedly treating the case as foul play and can pursue charges even without a confirmed cause, which sparked heavy discussion among online creators.
Quite some time, a lot of people were curious as to when she could have passed away. If she passed away at the beginning of 2025, why did she only just start smelling in September of 2025? Well, according to what we are hearing from sources close to LAPD, it seems as if Celeste Rivas Hernandez was actually frozen for a period of time. Freezing up would preserve that for an extended period of time, and it seems as if she was removed from being in a frozen state and put in David's Tesla. And because of that, the medical examiner is likely not going to be able to determine a seal.
However, officials later stated that key parts of that viral story were false. Questions remain about why such a misleading report was published. Meanwhile, a private investigator released new findings from data pulled from David's electronics. According to the timeline, David and Celeste were together in downtown Los Angeles from the night of December 30th into the early morning of December 31st, 2024. Investigators pointed to unusual photos recovered from his phone, including images that appear to show them filming a music video in a wooded area, along with a late-night photo of a shed that raised questions about whether it could be relevant to the investigation. The investigator also shared what is believed to be the last known photo of Celeste before her passing, dated January 2nd, 2025. Metadata reportedly shows the image was taken at 5:05 p.m. in Baldwin Hills. In the photo, Celeste is wearing a designer Rip-style hoodie, which drew attention online after users noticed what appeared to be the same hoodie shown in David's social media posts. During the investigation, authorities allegedly recovered that same sweater from David's home, which Celeste had previously worn during a live stream.
Yo, wait.
Oh, look it. Answer that one. That's so mean if you don't answer
Which one? What's good, David? Big fan, big spot me. Oh, thank you. Mitchell.
I gotta sign with him if you even. We need to delete this.
Maz, can we delete all VODs? And then as soon as the stream ends, delete the stream too?
As more evidence continued to surface, investigators reportedly intensified their focus on David. Reports claim that on September 18th, the same day Celeste was officially identified in the Tesla, David transferred ownership of his Texas properties into his mother's name. Just one day prior, police had executed a search warrant at his Hollywood Hills rental property. Around that time, authorities also responded to a false emergency call reporting that someone had passed away at his family's Texas home. When officers arrived, they were met by David's parents, who informed them that his younger siblings were upstairs and safe. It was later revealed that the family home had been swatted.
Out of all times for this to happen, as he's discovered in his car, after she's been identified, for there to be a potential swatting incident where somebody calls 911 with a fake allegation, a fake crime for their property, out of all people, out of all times, it's weird.
Well, weird, but it doesn't necessarily surprise me because this case has taken on national significance in terms of people paying attention to it. And there are bad actors that understand how to bring somebody by way of swatting. So somebody called the 911 system down there. They found the address online and were basically made up a story for the cops to go there. And then they went in, and fortunately the police were very professional and they were able to immediately understand that it was a swatting incident and it wasn't a legitimate call.
Clearly someone was very interested to see if they could find out where David was hiding. Even the private investigator who's most involved in the case doesn't know where he's been.
Do you have any indication about where David is right now?
I don't. I have no idea. And it's kind of bizarre because his group has stayed so silent, what's left of his group, I guess. And I'm not even sure the conversations that the owner did have with his management in breaking that lease. I'm not even 100% sure his management knows at this time where he's at. I think his attorney might be the only one, and his parents.
It appears that someone was determined to locate David and figure out where he might be staying. Even the private investigator, who has been deeply involved in the case, has stated that he currently does not know David's whereabouts.
You know, transferring these assets in the middle of an investigation, as opposed to 2 years ago or a year ago,
right.
Could a court look at this and say, this was a deliberate attempt to, what you say, concealing assets, and they could breach it, they could pierce it, they could say, even though that you've transferred this into your mother's name, that was invalid. This is a way for, let's say, a plaintiff who sues him, or let's say in a criminal judgment to pay that fine. Can a court look at that and say, even though you transferred it, it's still open season on those properties?
This is what's so puzzling about this. It is a very basic premise of law throughout the country that you can't transfer assets after the event happens that would otherwise trigger collecting on those assets. So we have rules in different states. Sometimes they're called fraudulent transfers. Sometimes they're called fraudulent conveyances. There's a lot of different names for them. But the crux of it is you cannot transfer assets.
However, things reportedly escalated the day Celeste was found inside his Tesla. Sources claim David immediately hired a new legal team and transferred his properties into his mother's name. Many believe this was an attempt to protect his assets in case he is charged and later found guilty. A legal expert commented that if David is formally charged, courts could reverse those transfers during the investigation and require financial compensation if liability is proven.
You see yourself in the next 5 years?
Okay, so the plan is hopefully this music thing takes off crazy next year.
Why is he saying? Why are you saying that like you're not like up there?
Well, I'm not there yet, but hopefully it's like even crazier next year. And then I'm going crazy year after year for the next 3 years. And then on the 4th year, I retire. And on the 5th year, I'm off the grid, living somewhere like on an island with this crazy crib. No social media, no digital footprint. I'm just gone. I'm just gone. In 5 years, I'm gonna be gone.
Will you still remember me?
Yeah, bro. You'll have like the secret codes to the mansion.
Yeah?
You can pull up on every
What's the secret code? Give us the first 2 numbers.
Absolutely
of the secret.
not.
As the internet continued digging into David's past, users resurfaced an older interview where he said he planned to quit music and move to a remote island without social media within 4 years. Some online pointed out that this timeline would have aligned with Celeste turning 18, when she would have legally been able to travel internationally on her own.